This is a video of the British Museum's exhibits on some countries in our 2009 tour of Great Britain. During the time we spent in London, we used the hop-on, hop-off bus service to go around the different locations and get off and have a look at each. In the British Museum, there were a number of exhibits, and one of them was the Indian exhibit. Like the Egyptian exhibition, a lot of these artefacts were taken from India during the colonial rule, the British rule over India, and also donated by rich English people. Here's an image or video of the goddess Tara. The goddess behind the goddess of compassion was this statue, I'm not sure of the name. We continued to walk and past the standing Buddha Samath, and then an image of Yashoda suckling Krishna, and then there was a whole heap of other little statues. In fact, the whole exhibition was mostly statues acquired from India. Before we moved on to the next exhibition, we saw the god Shiva and the goddess Parvati, obviously lovers. Then we went to the Mexican collection in the British Museum shows artefacts from different periods shown on this chart, if you bother to pause it and read it. Year 2000 BC, the Olmec, Maya, Aztec and Mixtec cultures, and they include the turquoise mosaic, golden filigree, jade figures, painted ceramics, and a whole heap of other items recovered during archaeological digs in Mexico. We didn't spend too much time in the Mexican exhibit, but had a quick look around, and I only took a few videos of what we did look at. We didn't spend too much time in the Persian gallery. The exhibition shows about 5,000 years of art and design and culture, with only about 300 objects from ancient Persia in the exhibition on display. If you can remember back to 1979, with the war that raged through Iran and Iraq, the Islamic State destroyed some of Iraq's historic ruins, and of course Iran lost its historic identity to these people. The Persian Empire spans a period starting about 550 BC, when Cyrus, the great ruler, was crowned king of the area, uniting Iran in a political way as well as probably a cultural way. Then came along the Ottoman Empire, and they ruled until the 1917 First World War, and the British and their allies split the kingdom up, and that split didn't help the conflicts between the different tribes. Somewhere in the past I heard the story about the British using the terms divide and conquer, and this is an example of how the Ottoman Empire was divided up, and it's never been the same since. Assyria is what we basically know now as Iraq, and it started out as a small province and grew from about 1200 BC through to 630 BC, when its demise began, and over the period of 20 years after the death of their main king at the time. It just broke down, and then the Babylonians rebelled, and civil war started, and eventually the Babylonians took control. You can pause this and study it and get some idea of how big the empire was prior to it falling over. These are winged lions, Lamusu, from the gates in the city of Nimrud under Ashurbanipal II's rule. I really enjoyed the pictographs in this stonework, but I didn't get enough of the video. I lost some of the video. There were a whole heap of other reliefs, but I didn't bother remembering or recording the names of. You can just look at the video. The video was produced by myself, and it's the end of another exciting video of our English tour 2009, the British Museum, galleries of Assyrian, Persian, Mexican, Indian exhibits.